All right, this is the second episode of the Dad Shift podcast, where we interview different dads from different walks of life and see how we all father. It's a job that you don't get to just clock out from or call in sick or have a substitute for. And some people are lucky enough to have that substitute come into the game for circumstances that are out of our control. And then some people voluntarily give up that position. And, like we want to represent all of those dads and hear their stories from different sides of it. Today, my guest is a friend of mine that I've known for over 10 years now. I've seen him be a father, seen him be an example of a manager and a leader all the way around, of example of what, a man's man kind of situation, you know. David Young.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
in. Absolutely, absolutely. So the people that haven't had the chance to meet you,
Sure.
a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and what do you bring to Sonoma County?
So who am I? I'm very private. I'm very to myself. I only like a certain group of people. And all in all, I'm just a simple, I think, everyday guy. When it comes down to it, just like you said, more of a man's man. I don't mesh well with everybody. And if there's something special about you, I'm going to keep in contact with you and, hopefully build something with you, just like for years. Even when
Years.
you've moved away. Hey, Nico, what's up? Hey, Nico, thank you for cooking at my daughter's barbecue.
Yeah,
Her
absolutely.
first barbecue.
Yeah. And you were more of like an older cousin, like big brother kind of role model to me when we first met, because I was still
Okay.
kind of, indulging into drinking really heavily and loved to have fun, and had the opportunity to work at Whiskey Tip around a lot of great individuals, to where,
For sure.
that flame that I had was always stoked. There was no one trying to really put that out, and
Right.
as many times as you lent the olive branch out to help me and kind of show me a different direction and kind of correct that,
That's right, for sure.
and I see that and I recognize that, and I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So yeah. What was your family dynamic like as a kid? Did that have a lot to do with who you are today, from the examples that were set, or trying to be different from the examples that were set in front of you?
So that's more of a loaded question. I don't even know where to start with that. So I come from a mixed family, but not your traditional black and white. My dad was from Indiana, straight white boy, honk tonk type white boy. And then my mom was a Hawaiian girl from Hawaii that moved to San Francisco, who lived in the Mission District. And then my dad happened to meet her at Pier 39.
Pier 39.
So my mom used to work at one of the ice cream shops there. So with that was more of okay, they got together. You got a white dude with a Hawaiian. Now Hawaiian, nothing but black and Asian pretty much. If you look at it, so when you bring that dynamic over to the Midwest, East Coast kinda, racism is real.
Yeah.
So here I am, brown boy like you, going over there, meeting an all-white family. They're like, oh, who's this little brown boy now? So I dealt with that. So there was that dynamic. Then the dynamic of being born and raised in San Francisco, in the Mission District, just off of Army Street. So there's a whole
Yep.
identity crisis. Am I black? Am I Mexican? Am I Hawaiian? I sure shit ain't white, but I very much am. So that was kind of my upbringing. Is just where do I find my place?
Yeah.
So
It's always an interesting place to find yourself too, and I feel like, and this is just speaking from being chop suey as well, like they call it in the islands, yeah, like being black, Mexican, and Irish predominantly, like I heard it in the household from every angle before I ever heard it out anywhere else. So
sure.
any stuff like that kind of, I already had tough enough skin for it, but you do fall into that category. And growing up in Sonoma County, it's like during that time, shoot, I was one of maybe 5 or 6 half black kids, and then I think like full there was maybe 8.
Oh, I was
maybe.
by far the blackest black dude when I moved up here.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? Like my cousins in the city would see me skateboarding and stuff, or they'd,
The fuck are you
yeah,
doing?
from South San Francisco, and they'd be, oh, the country, you guys got chickens and cows and all that running around here. And I
Yeah.
never knew how country we really were until like moving away. But that's an interesting learning to navigate those waters. So was your dad there to help you with kind of like knowing, like, you know, no matter what, at the end of the day, people are going to kind of put
No.
you into this category? No?
My mom's side of the family raised me. My dad bounced out at a fairly young age. I want to say I was like 8, and yeah, there was no father figure. There was always me looking, or not really looking for a father figure. I was open to it at the time because I was so young, but you know, that father figure wasn't there. Since I was the firstborn in my family, I was dad. I had to take care of everybody. So as far as father figure, non-existent.
No.
What is that?
Yeah. Any uncles that like kind of like tried to step in with that role, or any like anybody in the community kind of saw you and saw the like what you were doing and saw the head that was on your shoulders and tried to help guide you in any way?
So I had an uncle who was married to my auntie. They just took to me because at the time I was the only boy. I was the oldest, so naturally I wanted to go hang out with them, be with them. I was like, you know, he was Puerto Rican, so he liked rap music. Almost nobody in my family was into that until him. So he took me, and I did things with his family. But as I got older, I realized that's not my family. I was more of that redheaded step kid, or, you know, just, oh, let's bring him along so we don't hurt his feelings type.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I think from all of it was everybody thought I needed tough love, but I just needed somebody to be there for me.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't figure that out until a few months ago. Because me and that said uncle got into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, after that, he said that. He was like, I tried to give you tough love. I was like, it's not what I needed. My life was already tough. I don't need you to compound that now. I just needed somebody I could count on.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing.
That the craziest part about that, you saying that is I try to remember. I know my daughter's too young right now. She's 21 weeks, but I remember being 3-4 years old. I remember it.
For sure.
And I think, and I don't know how people forget about this, but kids are way smarter than either parents want to give them credit for, or want to kind of pretend that they're able to throw this little blanket facade over certain things.
For sure.
Because there was a lot of things that I've known ever since I was little, just for whatever reason, you know, but you look at it as an adult and it's like, damn, some of these people were talking to me like I was a grown ass man with experience of life. Like I'm 8 years old playing with toys and, you know, still on the borderline knowing if Santa Claus is even a real thing, but you're going to be passive aggressive with a child. Like you don't know what that is when you're little, but being older, it's like, damn, you don't think that carries some weight with these kids. And it's sad when you see that kind of shit. Cause like you said, some kids do need tough love, but majority, I feel like it's just, like you said, someone to be present or just even there, hear what they're saying.
Just be somewhere I could go to, you know.
Safe.
My safe place. That was one of the big, I mean, as a dad, what do you think you're here for?
Yeah.
To protect your child, right? In every aspect.
Yeah.
So, you know, and having my daughter now, I think about that. All my decisions are based on pretty much her.
Yeah. So where did you get to at a point where it was you were open to the idea of a father figure or somebody being there? When was it like, you know what, I got this. I've been doing this long enough.
Oh, maybe 11.
11?
I was all like, fuck. I'm as big as most adults. So, I mean, I've been in a few fights. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the intimidation or the protection. Like, I wasn't worried about after that.
Yeah.
Now, and as crazy as that is, 11 years old, after that, I was like, all right, now how do I make this money?
I believe it. I believe it for sure, guaranteed. Anyone who knows you, I'm sure, believes that. Was like, okay, that's right when the hands started rubbing
Right.
together, really, you know. So fast forward, like, so after 11, like, when did you move to Sonoma County?
So I moved here when I was about, let's say 15. You know, I was going back and forth between here or San Francisco and Santa Rosa. Um, that uncle and auntie, they pulled me out of the city because, like I said, I was a favorite nephew, but they also saw I was really going. Tupac was, you know, the idol. I hung on every word, so I was with it. I was really with it at that time. Thug life, you know. So I think they kind of caught on to that, because hands down, they're all like, he's going to be in jail or he's going to be dead. Very possible, because I wouldn't. There's I don't know how I made through some situations. I should have backed down. I should have walked away, and somehow I made it through it. So I think they noticed some of that early on. So they brought me up here, and then just getting used to the Sonoma County life was perfect for me. You know, the city's fast, Santa Rosa's slow. I needed to catch up. I was doing so much shit so fast that I didn't realize what I was doing. So now when I was in Sonoma County, it kind of slowed down. And I realized, oh, okay, I was doing this. I shouldn't have did this. And every way, good and bad. I've made a whole bunch of mistakes that it took me years to correct and learn from.
When did you become a father? Like, biologically, or even tending to somebody that you were with's child? It was like, how old were you when you first started having like a parental role in a way?
Ever since I was real young. Like I said, I was firstborn, oldest cousin, oldest brother, everything. So that was always there. I've always took care of my cousins, brothers, sisters, you know. So that has always been naturally in a firstborn. You know, if you look at it from that dynamic, firstborn is always dad,
Yeah.
mom. So that's where that's always been in me. But as far as when it comes to a father, when it becomes, when did you become Alessandra's dad?
Okay.
For me, that's when life started. People would ask me, "Oh, what do you do for fun?" Fucking work.
Yeah.
I have no purpose in life yet. You know, I'm trying to do shit, but I can't figure it out. But once she came along, it was a different story.
What outside of being the father that, or the person that you would have wanted to be there for you, what motivates you to continue to show up for your daughter?
I never want her to live the life that I had to go through. I don't want her to go through any of my pain, any of my suffering, any of my wants that I couldn't get. You know, just, oh, he has a dad. I wish I had a dad. I don't ever want her to have to think that.
Yeah.
So again, number one job of a dad, be a protector, be a provider. So I try to be all those things for her.
So a lot of where your compass is now was self-taught. So
For
a
sure.
lot of it was
For
from
sure.
being a young age of having to make those decisions and sacrifice yourself in situations to take care of your siblings. This probably has to be, I wouldn't call it easier, but something outside of second nature. Like, it's just basic instinct of being the provider, protector, and being the kind of dad you are. Because I see you at both of your jobs, because I'm either
Right.
going to the hospital for something, or I'm on my way to get some plumbing needs, and I have to stop by the restaurant and grab that
I
meatloaf
take care of
sandwich.
you
You know?
every level
You
you
know?
need.
So
Yeah.
how are you able to be 100% at all of those? Because I see you have energy, you're there, you're present. And then when I see you out and about with your daughter, or even when you post online, you're completely present. Like, you're like that Kevin Gates song. It doesn't look like you get tired, bro. Like, I see you and you don't look tired.
For sure. No, I mean,
How are you able to stay on that kind of game of constantly being present at that caliber?
well, even that is what kind of the pressure I put on myself is I always want to be a better man, no matter what. If you say you're alpha male, if you say you're a man's man, you better act like it. There's some examples. I looked at certain people and I was like, okay. Even Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, love him, love him, love him. And he said, like, being depressed, you know, isn't for the poor. Like, figure your shit out. Nobody cares. Nobody really fucking cares.
Yeah.
Figure your shit out. You know, so just a lot of his audiobooks I've listened to. Even some examples. So an example that you would know, at Whiskey Tip, Layla's husband Justin, that man had an engine. Now I was all like, I got an engine, but it seems like his is a little bit stronger than mine, so I need to up my game. If there's somebody better than me, I'm gonna strive to match that. You know, there's always somebody better. There's always somebody stronger. So for me, there's always somebody I could learn from. And once I saw that, that's why I like, okay, it's go time. You know, and then I never want to be tired. Figure your shit out. Eat well. Exercise whenever you can. Be able to multitask. You know, so like if you want to go to the gym, wake up an hour earlier.
Yeah.
If you got it here, what's going to give you the best benefit? All right, squat, bench press, something that's going to be a full body workout. Then after that, okay, let's go to one job. Being tired is a state of mind, right?
Yeah.
If you're healthy, you're eating the right food, and you've been conditioning yourself, the fuck are you getting tired for?
Oh.
You gonna fucking tell your daughter, Dad's too old, I can't do this?
Yeah, man. No, that
ain't me.
That was a lot of the motivation to stop drinking. Was that exact, just kind of how you hit it. Like, fuck, man. If I was too tired to be able to run around with my daughter or do anything with my daughter, and there's another dad at the park that's playing with my kids, it's lifting, like that's not happening. Like
Right.
that's not in the books in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, that's a good negative motivation right there on its own. Just
You just gotta keep, you don't want to be weak. Do you want to play with your daughter when she's, 18, 20? Do you still want to go out and do the things? Yes.
absolutely.
I didn't start drinking until I was 40. And even then, it's lightweight, so I could socialize.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it, but motherfucker, it makes me talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than if I know you, we'll talk. Other
Yeah.
than that, how was I at the bar?
Just a complete side note, just because you brought that up. The day that I met this man, I came in with my resume. He was manager of security. I was applying for the kitchen. So I come to the door, show my ID. He asked for my resume and says he's going to give it to the manager. I saw the look on his face. He didn't give a shit. That resume was maybe going to get back there. I told him it's all good. I'll come back. He goes, you can go in and give it to him. I was like, all right, right on. This is who this guy is. Little did I know that over a decade later, still be in touch with this man.
Right?
And he told me it's because my beanie was too low, my eyes were too low, and my pants were too low.
It didn't seem like you wanted it.
It 100%. It's the funniest thing about getting older, because that was 12, 13 years ago. I now see these kids walk by with their pants, and it's like, damn, that's rough. That's real rough. I'm not going to be the one to tell you, but you'll find out eventually. But yeah, that was my first introduction with you, and you're still that same solid of an individual. Like I felt like that was a test later on after getting to know you.
For sure. I mean, and the way you handle it was pretty decent. So I'm all like, all right. I mean, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got past the first one, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But, you showed up for work every day. You were about it. And how do you not respect that? Somebody who wants to come, you want to come to work.
Yeah.
When I see that, I don't care who it is. How do you not give respect to that?
No, I appreciate that.
Because there's a lot of lazy motherfuckers out here. I don't want to waste my time with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to fucking talk to you if you're lazy, because you're just fucking talk.
Yeah.
Let your work do the talk.
100%.
Then we could chop it up and be, like how we are now.
Do you still do security?
Hell no.
Okay, that's what.
Ever since this came out, I'm gonna call the cops on you.
Oh,
Fuck that.
I feel like we squeaked by with all of that kind of stuff, with every era of like living, just by the grace of like, yeah, I'm glad that it's
I should have been a fucking bartender. More money, but like I said, it was fun. It was an opportunity not very many people get to experience. The things that you see just as a bar back or as a cook. I've never
yeah,
experienced that anywhere else, the way
no,
we did it. And
no,
sober.
yeah, yeah.
Ish.
Kudos to you, yeah, for sure. And then
So,
like the wildest part about that is going back to your hustle of like, you'd be out there manning the door and studying for when you were getting into the hospital and all
so yeah,
that.
at the time it was phlebotomy. So, what the fuck was I doing? I was sitting at the door. I do my job, right? So, okay, since I'm not doing nothing, let me read this book. I can't have no excuses because now I have her, and then there's so many things I had to lay out. So I didn't become a man until I was 31, 32. That's when I got my job at Kaiser. And then from there, I just kept building because I was just getting jobs.
Yeah.
I tried HVAC. I tried other things. But, I was like, dude, these guys are just using me, as a hump. I was like,
Yeah.
I wanna own the business. I wanna make more than what you're paying me. The quality of work is higher than what you're paying me.
Yeah. Yeah, that especially dealing with people that are 90% of them are not who they normally are in a regular day. They're
For sure.
completely out of like they're
That's what
not checked
happens
in.
when they come, and especially that's one version, and then what happens at the bar. Your manager in the day or your boss in the day is totally different at night.
Oh yeah, that was yes.
So there was that part, but
How is it balancing that? Like once being at the bar, having baby girl, studying for that, and knowing that you were gonna get more than what you were getting.
okay, so there's little things you always got to tell yourself. I told this to Malik one time, and what I told him was, what you're doing now will directly affect where you're at in 3 to 5 years. If you always think about that, whether it be I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, what else could you be doing? So just little thing. There's little sayings I will always say to myself, and especially when it comes to money, get that money while there's money to be got. Could you be working overtime?
Always.
Why not get that?
Yeah.
Don't you got a college fund to save for? Don't you got writing lessons to pay for? Don't you have some type of classes she's going to want to pay for? Don't you want to be able to provide for her, Dad? I want to do this. Don't you want to help her reach her dream? That's how I think. So when it comes to can I make more money? Yes. But everything you do got to figure out your foundation. So luckily enough for me, I found a woman that was down first and foremost for me.
Yeah.
She understood the type of man I was, and she let me be it. Even when the times weren't to her advantage, in the end, she was going to get hers. So that helped me out a lot. When I had to work at Kaiser in the from 5:45 a.m. to 5:45 p.m., then be at Whiskey Tip by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. She held it down. She took care of baby. She wasn't, they knew I was taking care of the family.
Yeah.
So that helped out a lot. And then, still, if you're doing 2 jobs, what's the next step? One's paying the bills, one's paying for your future, then you got to have that third hustle that's going to take you to the next level. They say a millionaire has 7 streams of income. I'm still trying to figure out my 3 more. So you just got to train yourself. What are you doing this for? I'm doing it for my wife. I'm doing it for my daughter. I mean, really? Do you really do shit for yourself? Does it matter?
Seems like everything that I do now that's more for myself outside of golf is bettering to be for them, really. It's a degree of separation from them. It has to do with them in the long run of it, no matter which way. I don't like working out. I don't like running. I hate running. It's one thing, but when I stopped drinking, that's one of the things I told myself. Like, I'm going to be able to do these things that I don't like to do.
Well, fuck that. If you don't like running, nobody likes running. Do you want to run out of gas in a fight to protect your daughter?
Yeah, that's why I signed up to do this 13-mile half marathon.
I mean,
Continuous.
why are you thinking 13? It should be 28 in your head. That's just
Yeah,
how
no, for
that's
sure.
how I think.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
if when I watch TV and I see these professional athletes, what excuse do I have not to be as good as them? Yeah, I might not have some of the equipment, the medical stuff, but I can learn about it, right? I'm not going to use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
So, again, you just got to keep what's the next level. But as you do that, what I've learned lately is sometimes you got to step back and enjoy everything that you did.
That was going to be my follow-up with that is where is it that cutoff time with the money, with any of those things when it comes to when it's time to be dad, like the actively being dad?
Well, being dad is
Is that a time that you have dedicated to her in a situation where you guys know that
nope.
these days we're going to be doing this, or is it?
No, because
when
that's
you're
not
able to?
how life is anymore.
Yeah.
So when does dad time start? Starts first thing in the morning when I give her a kiss. Good morning, baby girl. We got to get up. I don't wake my daughter up. Hey, come on. It's slow. It's soft. You know, when she's there, I'm like, okay, let's stretch our arm. Let's stretch our legs. You know, get some flexibility. All right, let's go get some water. Let's go get some vitamins. All right, then make sure you get breakfast. You know, by then, you got to go. You'll have other things, but your first act as dad, waking your little one up, making sure her body's right. Her mind's already right because she heard the first thing she hears. I love you. Good morning. Time to wake up. It's your voice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where dad starts. And when I disappear for the hours, I could call. Hey, mama, just want to say I love you. All right, dad. They'll blow you off. But then after that, say we get free time. Say it's a Saturday or Sunday. Don't ever plan. For me, I don't plan anything anymore.
Yeah.
I call it Adventure Day. Adventure Day could be anything. All right, we're just gonna go do the hike. We're gonna go look at flowers. Even though it's a hike to us, to them, we're gonna go get flowers. We're gonna go do this, do that. Let's go look at the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, if you saw recently, we went on that little boat ride.
Yeah.
That was so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I did not. That day was not planned. I don't even know how it started, but we got to San Francisco. I was all like, I'm from here and I've never been on a cable car. We did all the tourist shit, went on the cable car. And I was like, man, I remember back in the day, I remember Rocket Boat. So,
What's that?
so it was pretty much this like 12-seater speedboat. And they called it Rocket Boat, and they'll have rock music and they'll go underneath the Bay Bridge.
Okay.
So
That actually sounds super familiar now that you say that.
Yeah. So, but this other one, the one you saw me go, was Bay Voyager. I'm drawn to the Golden Gate Bridge, not the Bay Bridge. All right. So, since it was going out that way, we went there, and dude, the guy, he let us sit right up front. I don't know what it is, but he let me and her go to the very front. And I like to catch all memories. You know, she's only going to be that age once.
Yeah.
You know, so I try to catch every memory I can. So when we're on there doing that, it was such an experience because that boat was going like this. Her laugh, her giggles was everything. So I hope you could experience things like that.
Oh yeah.
Just because she's a girl doesn't mean it's only girl shit.
Oh yeah. That's Mando. That's something that I've already gone with. She's going to be dirty with galoshes out there fishing with me. If she wants to come back tea party and paint my nails, that's what we're doing right after. It's as much as people have said they're going to have you wrapped around your finger, it's like I haven't denied it one time. That girl is going to be able to have whatever she wants, and it's, and it's not going to be a spoiled, rotten situation from what I'd want, obviously. Like, things happen. But she's going to get what she wants. And it's there's times where I look at her and I can see, like, my baby pictures, like when she's smiling, but when she looks at me and makes eye contact, it is insane to see my wife's eyes looking at
Yes.
me in this littler version of like, damn, I already love your mom, like without any measurement. And then you come along and you both are here.
Right.
To see you both looking at me the same way is just like, oh man, I'm far more blessed than I ever thought that I deserved or I was ever gonna
It's
be.
truly a different
Wow.
feeling, you know, to be that blessed, to look at something and know I created that. That is really me.
Wow.
That's all my good and none of my bad.
Yeah.
That's all my wife's good and none of her bad.
Yeah. And that right there of like the bad, you know, there's a lot of, my dad is present. My dad was there, but my dad was working 3 or 4 jobs. We didn't have smartphones and all that other kind of stuff to be able to touch base. So I feel like today's working dad doesn't have the same, you can't have the excuse that a dad from 1989 had or a dad from 1992 of like, oh, I didn't call you. Like, how are you not going to be able to at least have those few minutes in the day to touch base?
Well, but it doesn't matter. Just like how the meme, there's a meme going around. The girl says, "My daddy will, my daddy will, my daddy can." We just make more of effort because that's what's most important to us.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. Not all dads are the same.
Yeah.
Some dads aren't ready to grow up yet. You know, there's things in their life that they're missing and they just don't know it yet. You know, but that was my happiness.
Yeah.
You know, that's what makes me go. So, you know, a bitch could be replaced. A girlfriend, it's only your turn, believe it or not,
For real.
until they prove otherwise. So, but now once I have her and then her mom holds it down, both those girls want for nothing. I will work. I will figure shit out.
Oh yeah.
You know, dog. I I went to 2 years of high school. I got my I got my GED to get my high school diploma, and I graduated from a continuation school. I was so dumb I couldn't even get into the fucking army because I forgot everything I learned in 9th grade.
Well, I went to the 12th grade with 10th grade credits, went to continuation school. Honestly, then like this podcast is open. I'm not really worried about getting monetized or any of that weird stuff. But if somebody would have sat down and been like, you know, you can smoke weed, go to class and actually participate in the work, and you'll graduate and you'll have a piece of paper.
Oh, that's just different influences.
You got to stop smoking. And if you're telling somebody of that hard-headed of stature, like you can't do this, it's going to be, all right, well, I'm just not.
What boy can you tell can't?
Exactly.
Don't.
Got to finesse them. And I don't think I have all the answers, because everything that I'll try to work on my kids later on that I felt like would have worked for me is just going to probably fall to the wayside, or some of it may work. But
Sure.
overall with it, it's I've felt that I've seen the best examples of stand-up gentlemen fathers that still pursue their dreams and their actual hobbies and their likes, and include their kids with it, include their wife or whoever it is. And I see you with your cars. I see you
For
at
sure.
Peggy Sue's. I see you in Baby Girls. Always right there.
For sure.
So is that something you've always intended to just always including her in your dreams and your side ventures and hustles, or is it just that's how it happened?
I don't know. I mean, you still gotta know who you are. I've always liked cars, you know, and just when there's downtime, when I'm not focused on making money or whatever else, I have my hobby. Plus, how great is it to bring your family out, you know, in your old school? I mean, that probably comes from being in the city, seeing all the bosses, all the players. They have their own nice ass cars and everything. It's just, I want that. That for me, that was happiness. That was status. I liked that, you know. So yeah, the cars have always been there. That when I was younger, the rush of going fast was always there, you know. But do they like it? Cool, hell yeah, you could come with me. I thought I was the only one, you know. So she just so happens to like Chevys. I didn't tell her she had to like it, but cool. Now you're gonna have a few cars when you get older.
Oh man.
I don't want your punk ass boyfriend having it. So, and she ain't gonna ever have a boyfriend that could, show her anything new. Nah, daddy got you. You ain't impressed by nothing except a good heart. If he has a good heart, yes, I pray for a good heart little boy that will take care of my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, but fuck all that material shit. Everything I get is just to make me feel good. I like cruising with the top down, music up. You know, if you got your girl on the side of you, that's awesome too. You know. Even so, even if you got your boys, some a homie that you like, fuck it. If you
Yeah.
got Sandman next to you,
Yeah.
this is fun.
Oh
you know?
yeah. Yeah.
I want to live life. I don't want to survive it.
I like that for sure. So what would up to this point right now, what would you say the biggest dad win you have? Like a way you handled a situation, or even a moment of seeing the seeds that you've planted in your daughter, like her demonstrating some values that you've instilled in her, like something like that. Like what is one of the most proud dad wins?
Just her being her, you know. I'm raising a strong woman. I'm going to show her all the things. I want her confidence. She's going to have strong confidence no matter what. I try to build her mind first. I always let her know her opinion is the most important. So when I tell her, I try not to say, I'm proud of you. The first thing I ask her is, how do you feel about that? She says, I feel good. I love it. I'm proud of you for that. You know, I was like, your opinion matters first. It doesn't matter mom's, dad's, anybody else's. As long as you feel good about it, that's everything. So I built her mind, and I know more and more she's like that. Because sometimes I'll tell her things, and she'll argue back, and I love it. Because she has her opinion, this is what it is, and I don't care how you talk to me, Dad, I still feel like this.
Yep.
So just building her strong. But on the flip side, the thing I don't like that I've installed in her is believing that people will keep their word. That's just a man thing. I'm raising her like a boy, so that's a mistake. I wish I stopped showing her, but it's just a constant thing that I hold other people to. But all in all, as long as I could raise a kid who could be a kid while she's a kid,
Yeah.
that's a win for me.
Yeah, bro. That's I've said that's what I loved about my sister. Still love about my sister is my sister dresses well, very well. I could like do the whole, oh, she's matched with me, but she let both of my nieces be who they wanted to be. They dressed themselves all the way up until now, and now the oldest niece, you see her the way she dresses, like, damn, bro, like you really have style. Like this is wild. And then that was all from just seeing how my sister let them be them and
Right.
didn't let her like, oh, I really don't like that too much, but I'm not gonna secrete that onto her and let her be their own individual.
Dog, we were wearing fucking Disney costumes all the way up to like a 5 or 6. And I'm the sucker who was buying them. Well, me and her mom and everybody else was buying them. So it was rough. We were talking about Belle's yellow dress and who knows what kind of hairstyles. And I was like, I love it. I'm lying, but I love it.
I love it.
So
What would be one of the, because we don't take losses, right? They're all lessons.
Yeah, for sure.
They're lessons. I like to keep it into perspective like that just because I'd rather have more lessons than putting it as a loss in my mind. Because if I could take anything from it and gain anything to where I don't repeat that same mistake, I'll consider it as a lesson. So what is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned in fatherhood with your daughter?
I don't know. Because there is a difference between a lesson and a loss. The losses do help. But I don't know. I think the biggest thing is if a lesson would be I do watch how I talk now, because the worst feeling in the world is when you accidentally make your daughter cry, especially when they're young. You didn't realize what you did until that tear comes in their eyes, and it breaks your heart like nothing ever has. And from that lesson, that made me realize I need to be a better dad. I need to do something. I need to, for one, never do that again.
Yeah.
Realize why I did it and how to fix it. So I think that's a lesson I had to learn with her.
And this is this is the last question that I ask both guests now, and it's, if you can go back to 6-year-old David, what would you tell him? What advice would you give 6-year-old David if, as a father figure? Not talking to yourself, but you being the father to, or a role model, mentor to the 6-year-old you. What would you
I
tell
don't
him?
even think the 6-year-old could even comprehend everything. You know, if anything, as crazy as it sounds, it's for me, it's going to go back to Tupac. Keep your head up. You know, even at that age, yes, it's going to have, because the shit I went through, is keep your head up. Then after that, I would say my next phase of life, once I hit 11 and 12, as a dad, I would say, just like that T-shirt song, you should be getting it. And for me, keeping it like that will just set you on a trajectory that way.
Yeah.
Because if you keep your head up and you always tell yourself you should be getting it, how can you lose?
Yeah. I think mine would definitely be, be in charge of your emotions and your thermostat. My dad used to say it to me all the time. He would say, if your sister can bring you out of character and get you this mad, anybody out there is going to be able to say whatever they want to you, and you'll be able to get that reaction. I saw what he was saying, but it was never true. Things that people I didn't care about didn't really affect me. It was the ones that I loved. If it was
hurt you
something
the
like that,
most.
where I felt embarrassed or
Right.
slighted, that's when the aggressive and that like toxic side would come out. So that would be what I would tell little me is, man, just keep that cooler head, man. Like, be smooth.
But what'd you tell me earlier? You can't tell a boy
No.
what to do.
You can't.
So would
I would've-
6-year-old you listen?
I don't know. From what I remember, my uncle was the man to me. Like, my dad was, in my eyes, always the toughest dude. Like, nobody was putting hands on my dad.
For sure.
But he wasn't doing the shit that I was into. Like you said with like Tupac. I spent most of my time at my grandma's house, and she let us watch whatever she was watching.
For sure.
So a lot of the stuff that I was seeing, I was watching Menace to Society. I was watching Boys in the Hood.
Dog.
Wanted to be like Doughboy and all that.
Funny
So
shit. I never saw that shit until after I got out of high school.
really, man,
Not even Friday.
no. That was what was funny. Like, those were all just staples in the house that I'd have to
sure.
pretend that I wasn't watching at my nana's, because my dad would be like, "Boy, you ain't watching nothing. No, you ain't wearing no Raiders hat. No, you can't have braids." So what happened when I got older? Braids.
all that
and
stuff.
I'm a Raider fan to this day from it being told I couldn't. So I guess you're right. I guess there might not have been much to have
I'll
told 6-year-old me.
I'll let you rethink that
Yeah,
then, right?
you definitely did. No, for sure.
You got to give yourself advice. You can't tell yourself what to do.
It would have definitely had to been led by example. I would have had to see that cool player shit worked over
Right.
the hot-headed, But yeah, man. Well, thank you for coming and
Thank you
doing
for
this
having
with
me.
me.
This
Absolutely.
was cool. This was fun.
So
Therapeutic.
yeah. So
Hopefully it
another
helps,
thing,
though.
No, that's my main thing. What I learned in my brief time at AA was men will be vulnerable and open and honest, but it's usually only with other men. It's not when there's females really present or having to put up that facade. I saw a lot of dudes that most people would think were that guy breaking down like a baby, talking to me in the circle of just meeting, and being able to see that was really impactful for me, because I feel like I've always been lucky enough in life, blessed, fortunate, in the sense of I've never had to lose every single thing in my life to come to the decision of like, man, this is close enough to rock bottom to where I don't want this. And I feel like it was the same with drinking, with drugs, with all of that. And I've met individuals that were doing those things less than I was, and it cost them their families, it cost them their freedom, it cost them a lot of things. And I feel like having a place to have open dialogue and to just kind of talk and to hash shit that you may not have thought of, or
dog, we can get into that on the next one.
yeah,
'Cause
it's crazy. There's layers to all of it, and
I couldn't be in that meeting. I could not. 'Cause I'd be like, you a bitch.
it's hard, bro. It's hard, especially feeling like you're a fraud, like amongst that kind of stuff. Of like, damn, this
But
isn't
dog, like, they lost everything
Yeah.
because why? They weren't honest. I bet you they weren't honest.
yeah.
If they would have told their female at the time, like, hey, this is what I'm into, she would have left you right then and there. But nah, you hid that shit. Now you're over here crying about, oh, I have a problem. Nah, motherfucker, you lied. You're a fucking liar, is what you are. Because for real, you tell anybody anything straight up. If they really love you, they're gonna accept the good and the bad.
Yeah.
But no, your lying ass is over here trying to tell them something else. So that's why I couldn't fuck with that.
See, this is exactly why I like opening these conversations. You can say one thing, and I don't think that it's changing sides when somebody can change your perspective when they articulate it well enough to be able to.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But fuck, dude, as a man, as a dad, motherfucker, we ain't weak.
No, you can't be.
You better have you're gonna have the world on your shoulders, and I want to hear no shit. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, why? You want me to come take your place? You want me to hold your world?
Oh man. Oh.
If that
man.
ain't motivation right there, I don't know what is.
Shit, man. Fastest way to kamikaze right there.
You see what I mean? When I hear dudes and giving excuses,
Yeah.
man, he's a bitch. Let me go take care of your family for you. How you like that?
Oh man.
So that's my whole thing. I'm not gonna let nobody else come in and take my place. I don't care what it is. The only thing I wish I would have started earlier was praying over my daughter.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Christian. It could be, Hawaiian, chanting what you do. I'm not protecting her spirit. That's something else I wanna start including. Like I said, I take care of her mind, I take care of her body. What about spirit?
Yeah, that's one thing. After I run through putting baby girl to bed, I tell her 5 things. I think it's 4 or 5 things. I tell her that I love her. I tell her that she's safe. I tell her that I'm proud of who she is, not only what she does. I tell her that I'll always come back for her. And I follow up with I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray with her. I do the Lord's Prayer with her from the night that she was born at the hospital. 9:37, sorry. Lord's Prayer.
If you want, add this. Massage all those bad spirits out. Get it all out. Rub her down.
Yeah,
I mean, why not?
100%.
What that devil might be hiding in there somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not her. He's trying to get to you, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to get you back.
Oh man, bitch better keep trying. That ain't.
That's what I'm saying. That's
That
why
ain't happening.
That's why, as a dad, as a protector, all the levels to it, they come in the form of angel, right?
Oh man, 100%, bro.
So, like I said, it's just my way of always thinking to the next level. How can I be a better dad? How can I be a better man? How can I be a better husband? There's no excuses. Fuck you, tired. Honestly, yes, get your sleep, take care of your body. But once that's done, time to step up.
Fuck them excuses.
Right, because nobody cares. Only people that's going to ride for you, your daughter and your wife, right? I mean, some people, if you're lucky, family, but if you lost it all, are they going to take care of you the same way you take care of your family?
Man, that's I don't have that faith in anybody.
Exactly. So work hard, because you know what's going to happen if you don't.
So, and lastly, let these people know where to get the best meatloaf sandwich in Santa Rosa.
Oh my God! Not only the best meatloaf sandwich, but the best sandwich food. Period. Come
All
see
the way
me,
around.
3100 Dutton Avenue, in Santa Rosa. I will cook for you personally. Just ask for me. I make a mean burger. I got the best staff who will make the best sandwiches.
Off top,
So,
off top.
again, Dada's Deli, come see me.
Right. That's the dad shift. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you. Oh, damn. We almost got